Hey, what's up, you guys? I am back with another interesting video, I believe. Anyway, again, this is about Mandela Effect. Please excuse my voice. I'm getting sick, so I'm losing it a little bit. Excuse me. Anyway, if you saw any of my previous videos, one of my Mandela Effect videos was about Moses having horns. Yes, you heard that right. Moses having horns. To me, this is crazy. You can click down on one of my other videos. I think it's only like 5 minutes long. So I wanted to show you guys. Basically, I feel like the Bible is a code now. Like, if CERN is causing this, then God is allowing it to happen, and He's giving us messages in the process. So, I mean, it may sound nuts, but this is what I'm seeing. Okay, so I went back, was reading about Moses having the horns, how Lucifer wanted to take over Moses's flesh so he can become, flesh and carry the spirit of Antichrist all around the world. So much so that God had to literally hide Moses's body himself when he buried him. Anyway, I was looking at all the Star Wars stuff, right? So I know this is all movies and, quote unquote, pop culture nonsense, not that important. But just hear me out here on this. I'm looking at this, right? We all know that Darth Vader had said, "Luke, I am your father," right? This is like a big meme now, people making jokes. Now he's saying, "No, I am your father." Almost like it's Satan saying, "Nope, I'm your father now, guys." Right? Big red flag. So I looked deeper into that, and I heard about C-3PO here having a silver leg. So as you can see there, on the left of the screen, his right, he's got a silver calf, right? That's the part of his leg. Some people say it's always been there. It hasn't. Let's just say it's never ever been there. This is indeed a Mandela effect, and it is bizarre. I decided to look deeper into that and see if I could make any connections back with Moses or the horns or the Bible. Check this out. You can't make this shit up, guys. So I went ahead and I went over to Bible Gateway and I typed in keywords, golden calf. And surprise, surprise, look what pops up. In Exodus. Let's start at Exodus 32:4. So this was going to Bible Gateway and typing in golden calf. After he received them at their hand and fashioned it with a graving tool, after he had made it a molten calf, and they said, "These be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt." So they went ahead and they made a false idol, which is a very serious commandment from the Lord. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. So 32:8 Exodus says, "They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten calf and had worshipped it, and have sacrificed thereunto, and said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And it came to pass, as soon as he came nigh unto the camp, that he saw the calf and the dancing, and Moses' anger waxed hot, and he cast the tables out of his hands, and brake them beneath the mount. So Moses was incredibly angry, so much so that it looked like he was, like at this party, throwing things, flipping over tables. He was angry because he knew that this was against the Lord, right? Making all these false idols. So in 32:20 it says, "He took the calf which they had made, and he burnt it in the fire, and ground it to powder, and strawed it upon the water, and made the children of Israel drink it." So he destroyed that thing. "And I said unto them, Whosoever hath any gold, let them break it off. So they gave it to me. Then I cast it into the fire, and there came out this calf." And on the bottom there, Exodus 32:35, "And the Lord plagued the people because they made the calf which Aaron made." So here's where it gets really interesting. If you've never heard of gematria, it's basically there's Hebrew, Greek, you can do English translation. Gematria is basically when you take the letters of the alphabet and you correspond them with matching numbers. Okay, So on this website, it's just gematrinator.com. It's a calculator. You can go to it if you want, check out anything you want. This is the English one. So I typed in C3PO. This is interesting to see what happened. Okay, so in the English gematria, this adds up to 22. Okay, so C would be 3, right? So if you're using numbers to correspond with letters, it would be A, B, C. C would be a 3. This is a 3. P would be the 16th letter of the alphabet, 0. So you get the gist. So total of 22. Okay, so what I did again was I wanted to know if there was anything in prophecy, anything in Revelation that has to do with the golden calf, the Moses story, if there was any kind of connection, to circle completely around in this craziness. So what I did was I went here, again, Bible Gateway, and I went to Revelation, and I found some key words. Keywords meaning horns. Check this out. Revelation 9:13 through 18. And the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the 4 horns of the golden altar, which is before God. You guys, you cannot make this crap up. This is crazy. And when I'm talking about gematria, when I went over here and it said it adds up to 22, look at this verse in Revelation. Revelation 9:13. 9 plus 13 is 22. This is crazy. I mean, what are the chances, right? Just a coincidence? Again, let's read 9:13. And the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the 4 horns of the golden altar, which is before God. We can keep going. Saying to the sixth angel, which had the trumpet, loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. And the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay the 3rd part of men. So this is Revelation. When they loosen up what was bound in the great river Euphrates, and 1/3 of the people will die. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them sat on them, having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth and brimstone. And the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. By these 3 was the 3rd part of men killed, by the fire, and by the smoke, and by the brimstone, which issued out of their mouths. You guys, I don't know how I came up with this, why it came in my head, but this is just a crazy connection. It was just something in my spirit that led me to start seeking. I feel like we need to decipher these Bible codes, that these Mandela effects are codes, that they circle back around. So going all the way from Moses and Lucifer, an effect is Moses has horns. We go back. We look at C3PO, golden calf. We read about the golden calf. Moses destroyed the temple for that. We go to C3PO and use gematria, 22. And then we read about 4 horns.